What is going on, guys? ZVidiates here, and today I want to bring you guys my PlayStation 4 review. I probably have almost a day played in playtime on the PlayStation 4, so I know a lot of good things about the console, but I also know some bad things about the console. I want to bring up all of those in this video, but I want to preface this entire commentary by saying that some PlayStation 4s have been damaged. It affects about 0.4 to 4% of the consoles, but Sony is working on replacing them. And to put this in perspective, most new technologies devices have a 16% failure rate when they come out, so that is not that bad at all for the PlayStation 4. But let's hop right into the good things about the PlayStation 4. So first of all, the UI on the PlayStation 4 is a million times better than the PlayStation 3's UI. Let's face it, guys, compared to the Xbox 360, the PS3's UI was terrible. It was sluggish, slow, not very responsive, and it was just very hard to navigate and wasn't a very good dashboard at all. But the PlayStation 4's UI and dashboard is way more responsive, colorful, extremely fast. Switching in between games to the dashboard and back can be done almost instantaneously. The console is very fast, the dashboard is very responsive, and a lot easier to navigate, which is definitely a major improvement for people coming over from the PlayStation 3. The next good thing about the PlayStation 4 has to be the DualShock 4 controller. It is a humongous improvement over the DualShock 3 controller, which was on the PlayStation 3. It is larger, the triggers feel very good, so do the thumbsticks, very responsive, and it just works well. For first-person shooters, for racing games, for Assassin's Creed, all these kinds of games, the DualShock 4 controller is superior to the PS3 controller, I believe, in every single way possible. It is definitely a very pleasant upgrade for PlayStation users, and if you're coming over from the Xbox, allow a 5 to 6 period adjustment time, because that's what it took me to get used to the PS4 controller coming over from the Xbox 360. Another great feature on the PlayStation 4 has to be Party Chat. I am so glad that Sony added this in to the PlayStation 4 because it really was lacking on the PlayStation 3. It's a nice feature, being able to talk to my friends across different games. It works very well, good audio quality, and I cannot be happier with it. So I don't want to harp on the PlayStation 3 anymore, but the downloads on the PlayStation 4 are fantastic. I downloaded Call of Duty Ghosts on the PlayStation 4, which is about 50 gigabytes in, let's see, about 40 minutes, and I was also downloading about 5 other things as well. On the PlayStation 3 to download Call of Duty Ghosts, which was only 12 gigabytes, took my console 3 hours, and then took about like 40 minutes to install. Installations are also very fast on the PlayStation 4. And honestly, guys, the best thing about the PlayStation 4 has to be the games. I'm going to be doing separate game reviews for every single game, but right now I'm going to give you guys my first impressions on all the games and how I feel about every single one, and how I think they are all great on the PlayStation 4. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the worst about the PlayStation 4 games, and that has to be Call of Duty Ghosts. I'm a really big Call of Duty fan, but let me explain to you guys why it's not that good. First of all, the graphics are actually a surprising upgrade to the current gen version, but the frame rates are bad. The whole reviews about the PlayStation 4 lagging in terms of frame rates on the PlayStation 4 is true. It is very annoying, and once Infinity Ward fixes it, it's going to be a great next gen game, but until they do it, I do not advise playing Call of Duty Ghosts that much on the PlayStation 4, because the frame rate drops are very obvious compared to the other games on the PlayStation 4. So honestly, if you're a really big Call of Duty fan, it looks like the Xbox One might be the best choice, even though the graphics may not be as good. But the next game I want to talk to you guys about is Knack. Knack is definitely a very fun secondary game, but don't pick it up if you're only going to be getting 3 games for your PlayStation 4. If you're picking up 4, it's a very nice game to play once you're done playing your Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Killzone, as like a nice relaxing game you can play with some friends or by yourself. But surprisingly, this game is also difficult at times if you play at the higher difficulties, but it's a very nice secondary game. The graphics look great, and it's just, you know, a nice platformy type game that kind of like looks like a Pixar movie. And next up, Assassin's Creed 4 looks amazing in 1080p with some anti-aliasing. Actually, fun fact, the game was originally going to be in 900p, but in between when they shipped the game and when the PlayStation 4 came out, they put out a day one patch which actually upgraded the resolution and added some more graphical benefits, and the game looks great. This is actually my very first Assassin's Creed game that I've really played. I think I picked up Assassin's Creed 3 and played it for like an hour and said, nope, this game is not for me. But I really am enjoying Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. It really is a lot of fun to me. The gameplay is cool, the whole being a pirate is really badass, and for an open world game, this game looks graphically amazing. And if you can only pick up 3 games for the PlayStation 4, you might want to consider this as one of them. Next up is Battlefield 4. The graphics in this game are amazing. It is by far the second best looking first-person shooter on next-gen system, and it honestly looks very similar to the PC version on high to ultra settings. I mean, there are some differences, but graphically this game is stunning. And guys, 60 FPS makes a huge difference. Battlefield 4 was so bad on last-gen consoles, but on this gen, on the PlayStation 4, on the Xbox One, it is going to be a lot of fun because 60 FPS makes a whole world in terms of difference. It is amazing. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm playing a lot of Team Deathmatch, and it's honestly a lot more favorable for me than Call of Duty Ghosts on PlayStation 4. And now on to Killzone Shadowfall, by far the best looking first-person shooter on the PlayStation 4. This game truly is next generation along with Battlefield 4. The 60 FPS on multiplayer is very nice, however it does dip every once in a while, but it's not obvious at all, unlike Call of Duty Ghosts. The gameplay is a lot of fun, but it is different than Call of Duty, so if you're used to super fast-paced gameplay, it's going to take you a little while to get used to this gameplay, but once you do, you're really going to love it because I think it's a lot of fun, and it's by far one of my favorite PlayStation 4 titles at the moment. I really do love this game, tied with Battlefield 4, maybe even slightly higher than Battlefield 4 as my favorite first-person shooter on the PlayStation 4, so definitely pick up this game if you're getting a PlayStation 4 and you want a first-person shooter that is different than Battlefield or Call of Duty and is a very nice new experience, because trust me, it is a lot of fun. And lastly, in terms of games, Need for Speed Rivals looks amazing graphically. This game is insane. It looks like Crysis 3 on PC with ultra settings. The graphics, the physics, the whole collision aspect of this game is great. The whole new high risk, high reward of staying out longer on the streets, but risking getting busted by a cop. But if you stay out longer, you get a higher multiplier in terms of getting more points. It's a great added element. They got rid of the whole burnout smashing cars into the side of the road. Your cars actually have health. And then if you keep on busting up the car, it eventually breaks. It's a very nice game. The game is classic Need for Speed, but it's definitely very polished and probably one of the least hyped up PlayStation 4 games, which is in my opinion one of the better PlayStation 4 games, up there with Killzone Shadowfall for one of my favorite games on the PlayStation 4 at the moment. Alright, and on to the bad about the PlayStation 4. First of all, the UI has some bugs. It has frozen on me about twice. It's not that bad, and hopefully they will fix it in an upcoming patch. The game servers are having issues. The Battlefield 4 servers have been dropping occasionally. The COD servers are laggy. Blacklight Retribution was not up until last night, and the PSN was also down for a couple hours at launch. I mean, I really shouldn't be that surprised because of how many people bought the PlayStation 4 at launch. Like 1 million have been sold in the first 24 hours, but it was still definitely sad to see that some of the servers were down at launch. The next bad thing about the PlayStation 4 has to be the hard drive. With 6 AAA titles and 4 free-to-play games, my hard drive only has 208 gigabytes left. That is really small. I really believe that Sony should have put in a bigger hard drive at launch. It would have solved a lot of issues, but it looks like I'm gonna have to pay to upgrade my own hard drive in the coming months because 208 gigabytes already left is not that much. The next bad thing about the PlayStation 4 has to be using capture cards. It takes about an arm and a leg to get working. It took me forever. Of course mine works now because you're watching this Killzone Shadowfall gameplay, and they are going to be patching it later on so capture cards work easily, but as of right now it is a pain in the butt to be able to record on the PlayStation 4. The next thing is that there is no multitasking to my knowledge like the Xbox One, which is kind of disappointing, and that a lot of the services that we thought would be there at launch are not there, like suspend mode and DLNA support. Both of those are not available at launch, and a lot of people thought that they would be there, but they are coming in an upcoming patch on the PlayStation 4. If you guys did enjoy this PlayStation 4 review, don't forget to toss this video a like, a favorite, and subscribe if you guys are brand new to my channel. In the comment section down below, what do you guys think about the PlayStation 4 from what you've seen, or if you already have one? I may do live stream later today. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'm Z Vidiots, and I'm out. Peace.